In a small forgotten town, there stood a house no one dared to enter. Its windows were boarded up, its roof sagged, and the wooden door had not been opened for decades. The locals whispered that the last family who lived there vanished in a single night. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just silence. Clara, a young woman fascinated by haunted places, decided to explore the house. She brought her phone to record everything, planning to upload the footage to her channel. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky blood red, she pushed the door open. The rusty hinges screeched so loudly it echoed across the empty street. Inside, the air was thick with dust. Furniture still stood where it had been left years ago. An old table with cracked plates, chairs covered in cobwebs, a half-broken chandelier swinging gently though there was no wind. It felt as if time had frozen on the night the family disappeared. Clara lifted her phone and began filming, speaking nervously to the camera. Suddenly, she felt a chill at her back. Turning around, her eyes fell on a tall mirror leaning against the wall. In its reflection, she saw something that wasn't in the room. A woman in a long white dress, her face hidden behind tangled black hair. She was staring directly at Clara. Clara gasped and spun around, but the room was empty. When she turned back to the mirror, the woman was gone. Her heart pounded, but curiosity forced her to continue. She climbed the creaking stairs, each step moaning beneath her feet. Upstairs, the hallway was lined with closed doors. She opened one carefully and found a child's bedroom. Toys were scattered across the floor, a small bed stood in the corner. Then, one of the dolls moved on its own, toppling forward as if pushed. Clara froze. A faint sound of children's laughter drifted through the hall. She tried to record it, but her phone screen glitched, the image distorted with static. Panicked, she ran toward the stairs, but the hallway seemed endless. The laughter turned into weeping, then into shrill screams that pierced the air. Covering her ears, she hurried down, but the staircase twisted and stretched like a nightmare, never ending. When she finally stumbled back to the ground floor, she rushed to the door, but it was sealed shut. She pulled and pushed, but it wouldn't budge. Behind her, doors began slamming open and shut violently, one after another. The mirror in the living room glowed with an eerie light. Terrified, Clara approached it. Her reflection stood there, but it didn't move with her. Slowly, it smiled, tilting its head unnaturally. Then, the reflection raised its hand and pressed it against the glass. Clara stepped back, but a freezing hand shot out from inside the mirror, grabbing her wrist and yanking her forward. Her phone fell to the floor, still recording. The last thing captured was Clara's desperate scream as she was pulled into the mirror. The glass rippled, then stilled. The next morning, villagers found her phone lying at the doorstep. The video showed fragments of her exploration, distorted sounds, and at the end, Clara's reflection smiling from within the mirror, long after she was